Sadam, yogis and yoginis, hello. Welcome back to one more part of this course on mantras and sounds. And we are moving on to a segment that is going to be a lot of chanting. Finally, yeah, we've been seeing a lot of theory, and the theory is important. If the mind is engaged in a way that it understands what we are doing, it's going to help us letting go and allowing the experience to happen. Otherwise, the mind is questioning, why are we doing this? Why are we chanting this? And so on. And so it's good that the mind agrees with what we want to do. So we're going to be doing a segment on chanting the consonants the way we have been doing up until now, the way it's generally chanted in mantra yoga. And we're going to check that map of sounds that we found with the upper palate and the letters in the petals of the chakras. And we're going to see if they correlate or not with some parts of the body. Now, I have to say one thing. When we are speaking and when we are chanting, we can always project the sound in some particular way. We can try to speak from a higher chakra or project the voice from a lower chakra. We could speak from higher, from the head. It's not necessarily that I'm making the voice higher in the pitch, but I'm somehow projecting more from a higher area, or I can lower the voice and get deeper and go into a different chakra, and the effect will be different. And maybe I can go down to the fifth chakra and the projection of the sound is going to be different, or I can go down into the heart and the feeling is going to be different, both for speaking and for the one who is receiving it. Or I can even lower the voice and projecting it more from the third chakra or from the second chakra. And there is some a base that is being more reinforced, and the pitch may go a little bit lower, but it's more about the projection of the sound. So you can choose where you project the sound from, and that will have different effect on the other. And maybe somebody is very much in their mind, and you may want to go up higher into the mind to speak from there, and then slowly as you're speaking, you may start to lower the projection of your voice, where is it coming from, and help them get down from their heads so much, right? And get down as well. So that's a very interesting technique, and it's something that you can develop and you can work on when you are speaking, when you are chanting, or when you are teaching, right? As a teacher or as a consultant, that's something that you learn to do. But this is something different. What we are talking about now is that sounds themselves have a particular area of the body that they are vibrating more. So we're going to check that out. So if you remember what we were seeing in the last video, we had this drawing with all the different sounds that we could find in the petals of the chakras and see how they align with the alphabet. And we were seeing how in this Sanskrit alphabet, the sounds are projected from the different areas of the mouth. And as we are coming forward in the mouth, this is going to be coming down into the body, but we don't know exactly yet how. We knew it was not exactly aligned with the chakra, because one chakra will have half of the line of the alphabet and the other chakra has the rest of the line, so that doesn't make any sense. It's not like all these sounds, one's vibrating in the heart, the other one's in the navel. It doesn't work like that. So we have to find where these lines vibrate. We found the map of where they correspond within the upper palate, and even the semivowels and the sibilants have sort of a differentiation between palatal, cerebral, and dental, but these are specials. And we already talked about the semivowels. Where do they vibrate? They correspond to the bija sounds of the chakras. And the sibilants, we will see they are beyond the lips, so beyond the lips. We will see that. So taking this as a reference and utilizing this diagram, I've also been creating a few nicer drawings of the chakras than this that I created. So I'll just put the drawings here so you can see how they are traditionally drawn, but I've colored them slightly different to reflect these different areas of the mouth where we are producing the sound. Sahasrara would have 1,000 petals. This is just a few, it's not 1,000, but it's a representation. It has all the colors, all the petals, all the sounds. This is the chakra in the crown of the head. Then we would have Ajna chakra. We were drawing it here like that, Ha and Ksha. This is a more accurate representation of it. Yeah, Ha and Ksha with A in the middle, and this corresponds to the third eye. Vishuddha, this is Vishuddha with the 16 petals and all the vowels and sounds, special semi-vowel sounds. So I put them like this, and I color the vowels of kind of blue, but this corresponding to a higher area. And then these special semi-vowels according to where they are more or less vibrating in the mouth, but we are not going to look at these ones. These are more very exceptional sounds. Anahata, the heart. These are the sounds in the petals, and generally, as I said, they would all be painted in the same color, but I just doing it like this is more helpful to see that they are different regions. Yeah, this is what we were doing here. Yeah, see. So kaka ga ganga, cha cha ja ja nya, right? And then ta 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 ta. This is the beginning of the line that continues in Manipura, yeah? Manipura, Dadhana, Manipura. And then carries on with Tata Dadana, Tata Dadana, and then Pi, Pa, Pa. So we are seeing all the lines of the chakras, in the chakras. Swadhisthana would be Babhama, Yarala. These would be the 6 sounds that are contained in the petals. So again, Babhama is the continuation of the line that started in the Manipura. And then Yarala are the sounds of 3 of the Bija sounds of the chakras. And finally we have Muladhara. And Muladhara is just Sirsha, Sa, and then Va, corresponding to the Bija sound of the second chakra. This is just to make it a bit nicer with these chakras, and later we will see a diagram with all of these drawings located in the body, which will make it more evident of where the things vibrate. But before we do that, we're going to vibrate it ourselves, and we're going to experience where is this happening. So we already vibrated the vowels, and remember, when we are vibrating one sound, we have to pay attention to the subtle vibration. It's not, the throat is always vibrating, so it's about a subtle feeling. And inhale in the area that we are vibrating. Okay, let's review the vowels for a second. Let's do this line for a moment. So inhale deep. And the energy goes up to the head and the brain. A, I, e, I, o, au, a, I, I, o, au, That's the way we were chanting it, and that's affecting our skull, vibrating our skull, our brain, vibrating in the higher centers. Now, the first line of the consonants, these are the guttural sounds, these are in the throat. Let's experience it. So, K with an H is an aspired sound, so aspirated, sorry. So you are kind of taking, it's like k, ha, ka, yeah? Difference from k, ka, g, gha. And this nga is like the tongue goes back, very much like we could see in this drawing, right? The tongue goes back, it touches the upper palate in the back, in the velar area, and then is released. Nga. So it's ka kha ga gha nga, ka kha ga ganga. We can keep this in front. We can chant it with this line. So inhale deep. Kaghagagangam, 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 kaghagagangam. And notice, we came from vibrating the head, and the vibration is coming down. And I said before, differentiate the subtle vibration from the vibration of the vocal folds. But actually, it's impossible to differentiate in this line because those sounds vibrate exactly in the area of the throat. So if you feel your throat most stimulated, then that's the reason why. So this is the kakhagaganga. Let's try again, yeah? Feel the vibration in the throat. Inhale deep. Kaghagagangam, 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 kaghagagangam. Again. Kaghagagangam, 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 kaghagagangam. Next line, cha, cha, ja, ja, ña. Ña like mañana in Spanish. Yeah? Cha, cha, ja, ja, ña. The second one is always aspired sounds. Aspirated, yeah? Aspirated. Inhale deep. Cha, ja, 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 ña. 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 And if you notice the difference, we're going to chant ka-ka again and then cha-cha. And notice the difference goes from the throat and starts to go down. Down through the upper chest, shoulders, down through your arms, but also slightly starts to touch the heart from the top. Starts to come down into the heart. We say the heart is like the cup of prayer, so it's like coming into the cup of prayer. So start with ka, and then we go into cha. Inhale deep. Kaghagagangam, 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 kaghagagangam. Next line. Cha-ja-ja-ja-nyam, 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 cha-ja-ja-ja-nyam. Hopefully you can feel it. It is certainly coming down, yeah? Upper chest, shoulders, this area is being very stimulated now. Even the hands. Let's go to the next line. These are the cerebral sounds where the tongue goes up. Yeah. So remember that we can do the T with the tongue forward or the T where the tongue goes up and touches the upper palate. So these are the sounds that are going to touch the upper palate. And these are the sounds which are going to stimulate this area here. Yeah. So let's go for this area. Let's keep this drawing actually. Inhale deep. The tongue up. Yeah. Ta-ta-da-da-nam, 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 ta-ta-da-da-nam. Let's compare it to the previous one. Let's go to we were going from the upper chest. Let's notice how it's coming down. Cha-ja-ja-ja-nyam, 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 cha-ja-ja-ja-nyam. Inhale deep, next line. Ta-ta-da-da-nam, 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 ta-ta-da-da-nam. Again. Tadhadadhanam, 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 tadhadadhanam. And this is coming into the chest, yeah? Notice how it's affecting the chest area. Compare with the T, regular T with the tongue forward, not up to the upper palate, but forward behind the teeth. Let's do that one. Inhale deep. No, let's do the previous one and then the next one, yeah? Inhale. Tadhadadhanam, 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 tadhadadhanam. Again. Tadhadadhanam, 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 tadhadadhanam. Ahora behind the teeth. Tadhadadhanam, 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 tadhadadhanam. The previous one again, in the upper palate, the tongue up. Tadhadadhanam, 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 tadhadadhanam. Feels more like contained and higher. Now the next one, feel it going down and opening up. Tadhadadhanam, 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 tadhadadhanam. Again, feel the solar plexus very activated. Tadhadadhanam, 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 tadhadadhanam. So, as you can see, as we are coming forward in the head, in the palate, we are coming down into our body, and Tata is up here, then Tata is going more towards the area of the solar plexus. Excuse me. So we are going down and deeper into the body. Let's try the next line, which are the labials. Pa, pa, ba, ba, ma. Yeah? The lips. Inhale deep. Pa, pa, ba, ba, ma. 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 Again. Pa pa ba ba ma, pa pa ba ba ma, pa pa ba ba ma, pa pa ba ba ma. So the tartar of the palatals was vibrating in the chest, and then the cerebrals were coming down to the solar plexus, up down even to the navel. And then Papa Baba Ma is really the belly. It's really the whole belly, the whole area of the belly is vibrating, yeah? So we would associate that more with the second chakra. Let's try it again, the belly, yeah? Inhale deep. Papa Baba Ma, Papa Baba Ma, Papa Baba Ma, Papa Baba Ma. So what happens is very interesting that in many cultures around the world, the first sounds that a baby does is papa, baba, mama, and also stimulating the throat, which is producing sound. Go, 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 go. Yeah, they are learning to produce sound, so they are working on the G for the throat. But mostly this papa, baba, mama, even Chinese call their mother ma, yeah, which is mother, right, ma. And, the Chinese language is very different from us. So what's happening here? And I believe it's because the baby spends 9 months in the belly of the mother. And in that liquid world, the vibrations are very, very high for the baby. The baby is hearing a lot of sound, but the sounds that are most vibrating in that area, the ones that resound the most, are papa, baba, mama. So naturally, when the baby is born, the first sounds that starts to produce are papa, baba, mama. These are the sounds that most heard when he was in the belly of the mother. And then the baby says, Papa, and oh, he said Papa. We think they called us, but actually they are not saying Papa. They're just vibrating these sounds that they heard so much, no? And that's why we connect them with Papa and Mama, mother and father, right? Because we want to connect it with those sounds. But yeah, so that's the vibration that the baby hears most in the belly. So these are the main consonants. Papa would be the lips, and that would be associated to the belly. But then there is the sounds which are outside of the body, which are the sibilance. Sia, sha, sa, ha. Sia is almost like sia, and like I don't know, this kind of sound. Yeah, sha is a cerebral sound. Let me put the page. Sorry. So. The tongue is very far back, it's palatal sound. So remember the palatal is like the cha-cha. So cha, cha, ja, ja, sha, 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 sha. So think of the palatal sounds and do the sh. And then sh. So sh. This sh is with the tongue up, like towards the roof of the mouth. Maybe I cannot make differentiation clear enough. And as usual, the Sanskrit is not my main language. I only learned how to pronounce it, and probably I'm doing it many mistakes. So it would be great if you can go and look in YouTube for some, Hindu person speaking, or whoever is Sanskrit, the original language, some Hindu scholar or somebody who has been speaking this all their life, and they can pronounce it much better. But basically, the second sound is cerebral, so the tongue is going up, sha, like Shiva, and then sa, this is the tongue going forward. So it's three different types of S, but the three of them are outside the lips. So even though it has a different color here, because if where it's produce the sound, notice now how the three of them actually vibrate in the first chakra and the base of our body. Yeah, the base of our body. So the three S. And ha. Ha is vibrating in the fifth chakra, but that's part of the alphabet. So we include it as one line as the line that we are chanting. Sir, sha, sa, ha. Yeah? So inhale deep. Shirsha saham, shirsha saham, shirsha saham, shirsha saham. Inhale again. Shirsha saham, shirsha saham, shirsha saham, shirsha saham. And we are paying so much attention to the tongue and how it's pronounced that we may forget about feeling what's happening in the body. Notice in the area of the first chakra, there's going to be some tingling there. Just notice the base of the area. Inhale deep. Shirsha saham, shirsha saham, shirsha saham, shirsha saham. Okay, so hopefully you could experience the vibration and notice how as it was going forward in the mouth, it was going down inside the body. And now I'm ready to show that drawing, where we put all the sounds, but with the body. So here we can have the chakras, like we were seeing. This would be all the vowels, would be the start of the Vishuddha, and then these ones reflected in Anahata, and then in Manipura. And you can see the colors, yeah, blue, pink, green, yellow, orange. Yeah, how is it coming down to red? Red would be the first chakra containing the Sibilance. So in the body, we would see it like this. You could see all the sounds with the petals and the corresponding sounds of the petals. You probably cannot read it; it's too small here, but you should have it from the previous work that we did the other session. And so this is coming down to the bottom of the body. Yes. If we look at it with the Sanskrit alphabet, we could associate it like that. This is the final diagram, most important. Not the final, we're going to carry on doing some things, but this is the most important one, where it reflects every sound, where it's vibrating. Yeah, every line of the alphabet, where it is vibrating. I could have started the whole course with this drawing, but it's better if we got there slowly. These are special conjunct later consonants, kshatragna. These are, we said in mantra yoga, that they are vibrating, going up into the top of the head, yeah, and down towards the third eye. But don't forget, don't worry too much about those. Don't worry too much about these ones. These special cerebral and dental semivowels. Excuse me. But the important thing is that we can see all the sounds in the body, how they vibrate in the body. Yeah, ta-ta-da-da-na would be ta-ta-da-da-na, sorry, with the tongue forward, would be coming down even to the navel. Pa-pa-ba-ba-ma, they are really down deep into the belly. Sirsha-sa-ha, Sirsha-sa in the bottom, in the first chakra and the base of the body, and ha vibrating in the throat. So actually, if we wanted to map the upper palate on the body, it would be something like that. Yeah, with the sounds as they are being produced, coming down. This would be the sibilance, yeah? Sirsha, pa-pa-pa-ma. And yeah, we could see the whole body reflected like this. But this is the diagram that we should focus on. Now, this is from Mantra Yoga, again, what I learned from Mas Murray. But I've seen a drawing in a book by Ardaas Singh. I will put the link in the description below. And this book, it's all in Punjabi or Gurmukhi, and I don't understand it. I cannot read it. So it's a pity. I would like to know what it says in the book, but I cannot read it. I haven't found any translation of the book. However, it does have a drawing. It has a very nice drawing of this yogi. And I don't know how can I do it so that both can show. It's difficult. Let me do it like this. And you can see the sounds like cha-cha-ja-ja, cha-cha-ja-ja-nya, ta-ta-da-da-na, ta-ta-da-da-na, pa-pa-ba-ba-ma, the same lines as we were doing here, and how he's also coming down into the body as they are vibrating. The only thing is he puts them much lower than I have learned it to be, according to Mantra Yoga. But then again, he's standing up, so that's a little bit strange. And Yaralava, those are the bija sounds for the chakras, so I wouldn't even put them here. But it's interesting that they also correlate in this feeling that they are going down into the body. Standing up, maybe he makes them a bit larger. But I don't know, I've tried standing up and chanting this. I've chanted this many different ways and times. Particularly, I like to go for long walks when my firstborn baby was born. When my first daughter was born, she would be in these bags where you put the baby in front, and I would walk for miles and chant. And I would put my hands on her, and I would feel how it's vibrating in me and how it's vibrating in her, and I could feel it in her body, little body. I could see the vibration also happening the same as it was happening within me. And I was standing up, and the vibrations would follow this same pattern. No, they would be pa 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 ma up down to the belly, while here he would put it Papa Mama, he puts it lower, he puts it even down to the first chakra. So I'm not sure about this. That's why I would like to read the book, but I cannot. I don't know what is this, I don't know what is this. So that's a pity. But if you can read Punjabi and you know this book, or you have read it, you can tell us what does it say about this. I would very much like to know. So please write in the comments below the video. Please tell us about this book. What does it say? I'm very intrigued. Yeah. But anyway, this is the map of the sounds in the body and how it is vibrated and where it is resounding. Yeah. And what we can do is like chant the whole of it in a short video, just chanting the whole of this in case somebody wants to come back to this one and just chant the alphabet. Yeah. I mean, you can find a CD by Masbury where he chants this whole alphabet, but since I'm guiding this course, I'm gonna do it as well. But in the CD, he's probably chanting it better than me and more correct, at least. But for the moment, we stop this video here, and the next one will be a short one, just chanting all the sounds in the body. I hope it was interesting, and again, as usual, drop the like and comment, subscribe. This is important, otherwise I would not ask for it. And any comment, the YouTube likes comments when a video is being commented. YouTube thinks it's an important video and it may want to share it with other people who may want to be interested in these teachings. So it's a service to others, just writing something. Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you reached to this point, then I appreciate your effort and all the time that you are investing into this. And until next time, Sat Nam.